And welcome to another edition of 10 Count. We're here at Hollywood Smoke in Santa Monica. I'm here with Michael Baca of UCN Live and Michael Montero of Montero on Boxing. This past weekend from Omaha, Nebraska at the CenturyLink Center, WBO junior welterweight champion Terence Crawford stops Dierry Jean in 10 rounds, extending his mark to 28-0, scoring his 19th stoppage. Mike, can start with you. Is this version of Terence Crawford a reasonable facsimile of the 130-pound version of Floyd Mayweather?
It's a very good comparison because at that time, Floyd Mayweather was stopping people. And Terence Crawford, man, once you hit him, he gets pissed. And he wants to hit you back and hurt you. And we saw that against John on Saturday. We saw him adjust. He's an ultimate chess player. He switched to southpaw yet again after, not even the first round, and then proceeded to knock him down in the first round. Terence Crawford helped himself this weekend, that's for sure, and he puts him in line for Manny Pacquiao. Michael
Montero, we talked about it off the air. I'm going to tell you right now, Manny Pacquiao is at the very tail end of his career. Could be a swan song. This version of Manny Pacquiao, I think, I'm just going to say it right now, Terence Crawford is all wrong for him, as they say in the gym.
Absolutely. Long arms, makes great adjustments on the fly. One of the few fighters in boxing that switches to southpaw, and it works for him. A lot of guys, when they do that, they're doing it in desperation. Stylistically, it's a nightmare, but on top of that, he's got that mean streak in him. And Manny's really just been fighting for the money, I think, the last few years, just kind of going through the motions. You know, he hasn't been the same guy for years, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. And man, Crawford just has that streak in him where I think he'd want to make it a point. He'd want to beat Pacquiao in more impressive fashion than Floyd Mayweather did.
And the thing that's dangerous about Terence Crawford, he's hungry, he's young, he's passionate, and he is in his physical prime, I believe, right in his 28 years old. And the other issue is foot speed. I talked to Ray Beltran last year after he got decisioned by Bud Crawford, and I said, what's difficult about facing this guy? And he says, Steve, you could never get a handle on the distance. Because when you move in, he moves out. When you lay back, he has those long arms. He's always in range. You never are. And the one thing about Manny Pacquiao, he still has to jump in a little bit. He still has to move his feet real quickly. Quite frankly, that style was always going to give him problems. Let's face it, he may not be Floyd Mayweather, but there are similarities with the way they box and also hand speed. One thing about Crawford, when he gets those hands moving, they start to buzz.
Yeah, I think if I'm Crawford, if he gets the fight with Pacquiao, Chris Algieri was able to land straight left hands from the outside. Why couldn't Crawford do it? You guys made the comparison to Mayweather, and it holds true, right? But he's a bigger version of Mayweather with longer arms, and I just think he's a little meaner than Floyd. Floyd, has talked trash and everything, but to me, it's always kind of come from a place of course, he's trying to sell a fight, but it comes from a place of insecurity. From when Crawford does it, to me, it comes from a place of confidence. This guy's been through it. He's come out stronger. He's made his bones the hard way in boxing. I'm buying Terence Crawford stock.
Here's another issue. If you're Bob Arum and you're looking at this, if Manny Pacquiao is a senator and he wins this election, he got one fight. It's a swan song. If Terence Crawford wins, you've got 5 years of a blue chip prospect or a guy who's really a draw. He's already drawing well in Omaha. Mike, I'm just looking at the chips and where Bob Arum and Top Rank, if they said, what's the best scenario for us? It ain't Manny Pacquiao.
No. The best scenario is the future, and that's Terence Crawford for Top Rank. And they have options with Victor Postol as well, under the Top Rank banner, who also holds a belt. They want Crawford to get that, the detractors of Crawford, I should say he's boring outside the ring, no personality. But he flashed some personality after the fight against John, kind of talking trash to the opposing corner after he won. The personality is there. We just have to get it out of him. One last thing, as far as the future of Top Rank and fighting Manny Pacquiao, it's the right decision to make. It makes total sense, but then again, this is boxing. What makes sense doesn't always happen.
Yeah, but if you're Bob Arum, I could just see it right now. We got both sides. I got Manny and I got Terence. I win either way. But the other issue is with Manny Pacquiao. this is boxing. Ray Leonard once said it, and he would know. We don't retire, we change our minds.
Yep.
Yeah.
We know the way Manny lives. He may not buy as many cars as Floyd Mayweather, but he has an exorbitant lifestyle.
Oh, yeah.
Even if he is elected a senator, do we really think this is it? That's really his swan song? He just walks away forever and he gives up these $20 million paydays that finance his whole livelihood, finances a lot of charitable efforts, finances his political campaigns. I'm not completely convinced this is the last we'll ever see of Manny Pacquiao in April of 2016.
Hell to the no. It's not the last we're going to see of him. I think Floyd's going to come back. I think Manny's going to come back. Unfortunately, I see Pacquiao as being one of those guys who fights on a little too long. You know, I think he's almost at that place right now because, like you said, he spends money before he has it. And, you know, the fight with Mayweather was a cash out. They've talked about a rematch. I hope it doesn't happen, but it could.
But wait a minute. Let's say Manny turns back the clock, proves us all wrong, and he decisively beats Terence Crawford, who is being universally lauded as one of the top 5 or 6 fighters in the world. Now, if Pacquiao comes out with that victory and it's decisive, does that then rekindle our interest? And I don't want to be that guy bringing it up.
Don't do it, Steve.
Mayweather Pacquiao 2, late 2016.
It's a viable option because it's a guaranteed moneymaker. You know, I firmly believe Mayweather's not retired. I think he'll fight this April, this May. And you know, as for Pacquiao, we'll see how his political career goes. But like you said, the rapport with these boxers when they retire, it's their first retirement.
Yeah.
It's always their first retirement, and then retire again. So until we see boxers not doing that anymore, I'm never going to believe that they're actually retired.
Just keep this in mind. There's been 2 all-time great boxers that have really retired and stayed retired. One was Rocky Marciano, and the other one's probably Marvin Hagler. Everyone else, they've kind of changed their mind halfway through the process. All right, well, that's it for this edition of 10 Count. On behalf of Michael Baca and Michael Montero, this is Steve Kim saying till the next round, goodbye, everybody.